everybody, and welcome to the Daily Scopes for the 29th of May. Okay, so today the moon enters void of course at 11:46 a.m. The moon enters Aquarius at 3:37 p.m. Venus also makes a semi-square to Mars and also to Chiron, and Mars also makes a conjunction to Chiron. So a lot of Venus and Chiron and Mars energy today. So yeah, Venus semi-square to Mars is exact at 4:05 p.m. and leaves us on the 31st of May, but still affects us up until about the 2nd of June. Venus is in Taurus and Mars is in Pisces. Venus' semi-square to Chiron is exact at 5:18 p.m. and Chiron is in Pisces as well, and Mars' conjunction to Chiron is exact at 6:08 p.m. So yeah, the moon in Aquarius allows us to be detached and unconventional in our thinking, makes us more open-minded, more charitable, more, humanitarian, thinking about other people's needs, especially those people have less than we do. It can make us more creative, make us sort of like just feel the sense of together with our family members, our community, our neighbours. So just good for saying hi or, going to visit a neighbour or doing something nice for a neighbour. Within boundaries, of course, and reason. Negatively, it can make us too emotionally detached, and people can be too rebellious at this time, which can cause tension in relationships. And because we've got Venus making a semi-square to Mars, firstly, which adds to the conflict in relationships because it brings a lot of passion. And yes, this energy can be used for date nights and stuff, but it can also, sort of like just make people too motivated and driven and wanting their own way and not caring about what they say, not thinking before they do and say things, and this can cause problems, arguments in the workplace, in relationships, in day-to-day travel, so just try and keep a calm head. The best use of this energy is to be creative, especially in solving problems and addressing underlying issues and being honest about what they are, rather than sweeping things under the carpet, but also being compassionate with yourself and others, and just being wary of impulsivity and trying not to add fuel petrol to the fire. So if you see that something's going to get out of hand, you can calm it down instead of just adding words and making the whole situation blow up. Venus is semi-square to Chiron, allows us to heal wounds, so it supports us to heal the damage that Venus is semi-square Mars is bringing to our days over the next few days. So it allows us to deepen our emotional understanding, but old hurts and pain and vulnerability can resurface, so it just reminds us to nurture ourselves and to embrace being vulnerable and be more assertive in taking control of our healing journey. Mars' conjunction to Chiron also allows us to confront our past or whatever happens with more courage and take action rather than running away and escaping. It supports us in facing our problems head on and helping us to gain a sense of empowerment by doing so, but also can add to the aggression of the day and the defensiveness, especially in dealing with or having our emotional wounds triggered. And we may feel like some people are, we don't like sometimes to discuss our psychological and emotional problems, so you may feel like your boundaries are being overcrossed, or someone may feel that way. So just try and apologise or accept apologies or give grace, some understanding if you are triggered or you trigger someone, and just to again bravely address anything that comes up so we can become more stronger and resilient on the other side, and just be open to newness. So content creators can talk about how we can handle obstacles in relationships and dark times in our relationships, how we can be open to forgiveness at the time, talking about why we should forgive, the times when we should forgive but never forget, why we should never forget, in terms of not saying, we keep on blaming people after we forgive them for doing what they did in the past, but being aware within ourselves it could happen again between them or in our future. So just prepare. How can we prepare ourselves to be more resilient to life's challenges and other people's actions, when building that well of self-love and understanding inside. So when the storms come, we've always got this inner sense of self-worth and understanding and healing that we can call upon. So when we go through life difficulties, because a lot of the time, like, we abandon ourselves when we're in our difficulties, you know, we numb ourselves with drink, alcohol, or we distract ourselves. So, you know, talking about how we can be more present with ourselves, more assertive and vulnerable with ourselves, and tips on how we can be more, you know, compassionate and empathetic with ourselves and others. And content creators can also talk about different love languages and different ideas for date nights, because, you know, Venus energy is very strong as well. And just talking about how we can heal our emotional wounds in our relationships, how, you know, what we are responsible for in our relationships, talking about boundaries with our partners and boundaries and what we want to take ownership for various relationship to relationship. So it's all about finding your, you know, your limits sort of thing, and then enforcing your boundaries. So yeah, content that talks about self-love and forgiveness and overcoming adversity and heartbreak and finding inner strength even when times are tough. So yeah, that was the daily scope for the 29th of May.